$40,000 in profit. What is going on, YouTube? Today, it is currently January 21st. It is a Wednesday, and I have ended off the day at $40,000 in profit. I don't know if you guys can see, but coming in onto my screen, you can see $40,000 on the day trading live Tradeify accounts down there at the bottom. And the ultimate goal of this video is, for one, I'm just going to do a random day in the life. I decided to just pick up the camera. The only thing I have planned for the day is, for one, to record a breakdown on this specific trade execution for you guys, and for two, to absolutely go and murder back and biceps. One of the biggest struggles that I'm going to have to struggle with is choosing one out of the three cars to take over there. There's about to be a crazy storm here in Dallas. It's supposed to apparently snow roughly 6 or 7 inches according to forecast coming in on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we're going to see how truthful that is. I am also recording this specific video on D-Log on my Osmo right now. So if the quality looks better or worse, that is the reason. I'm starting to transition into learning a little bit of color grading before I, obviously, like I've told you guys multiple times, get a videographer. But I want to kind of have my fun with essentially not only just picking up the camera and vlogging and getting used to it, but ultimately getting better at editing, because I feel like it's a useful skill to have. And I mean, I guess I don't necessarily have time to do, or sorry, I have all the time in the world to do everything that I want, and it doesn't hurt to learn. So anyways, for the day, somewhere alongside this video, I'm going to have my trade recap. I'm probably going to go do back and biceps first as of right now, and I actually want to go and hop on the computer so that you guys can see my executions on the chart before it turns over for the day at 4 p.m. Let me go ahead and shift this around. But coming into the office as of right now, sitting down here, you can see on my screen. So I'm going to just record this now before heading out to the gym, because I'm still waiting for bro to get ready. Hopefully I can get some help with obviously getting recording done in the gym, and obviously have like a little duo going on for back and biceps. But anyways, nonetheless, scaling in onto NQ as of right now, and reasoning for this entire breakdown, or sorry, this trade setup in general, is coming in onto the overall structure. We can see that price is ultimately extremely bearish, right? But coming into it, we started to essentially consolidate within this specific low here after ES has already ran these specific lows here. One of the things that I noticed is, for one, we ran these specific lows coming in onto pre-market. Alongside, we have SMT here. And aside from that, coming in onto when we opened up for the week, we have a new week opening gap up here, and price always likes to fill this specific area in some way, shape, or form in due time. Coming into it on this week, I needed reason as to why price wanted to move to the upside to obviously get into that specific new week opening gap. Am I looking to target all the way back up there? Fuck no, because at that point in time, I'm shooting for home runs, and home runs are definitely not something that are going to get you paid. You're going to find yourself breaking even a lot more times and or losing than actually winning, which is why I have a static 2 times my risk for the most part when it comes to my specific executions. But anyways, nonetheless, one of my areas of interest, we ran these specific swing lows, and then coming in onto what was occurring here, literally right at pre-market, coming in onto this 8 a.m. candle, we started to trade well beyond these specific highs here, and then we started to run this right here. I was a little bit skeptical at first in terms of taking longs here, because price on the H1 started to essentially wick back down to the downside. But once I started to zoom in onto the M15 structural time frame, I saw my M15 into these specific lows, M15 back out to the upside, and then we had a change state bullish delivery here. Once I had my M15 bullish here, I started to look for a retracement signal into the specific M15, because I always like to trade from price cycles, from internal range to external range liquidity points. I need the entire story as to where price is currently drawn to, so my bias, and then I need to find a reason as to how I can join, and then I need a confirmation for that bias to then join into that specific trade setup. So I need 3 time frames in sync. And then coming into it, obviously the overall bigger time frame alignment lined up to that. Coming in onto the lower time frame, I had my M15. All right, so coming in onto this M15 PD array here, we have this zooming in onto the M1.
M1 fair value gap into the M15, M1 fair value gaps out. I executed based off of this specific breakaway, looking for 2 times my risk. Obviously, I went break even as soon as price ran this specific high. My first overall swing draw was all the way back up to here prior to then targeting the new weekly opening gap. That was NQ. It was as simple as that. I had all those time frames in alignment, H1 to M15 to then M1, and then obviously the new week opening gap for the overall little lineup of things. And then coming in onto NZD, I wouldn't want to necessarily say this is more of a gamble, but I was essentially going with the overall momentum of things. Ultimately, I was originally bearish coming into this. We ran previous month's low, and then we had a daily inversion here coming in onto yesterday, Tuesday. Coming onto this morning, I was looking to target previous day's highs and then all the way back up to the specific draw up here, given the fact that, I mean, that was my ultimate draw, considering price couldn't continue to move beyond this specific external range low. Zooming in onto the H4 here, we have very obvious bullish structure and momentum here. And this was my overall context point. I had my H4 fair value gap here for my internal to external range sequence. And then zooming back down into the lower time frames, coming in onto the specific H1 candlestick prior to almost closing, I was starting to see that we were about to have a change state of delivery, but ultimately starting to get ready to have this inversion here. Coming in onto the M15, I saw my M15 change the state of delivery here on the M15 there. Coming in onto the M5, I had M5 structure coming back down to this specific low here. And then I had an instant sharp turn shift here. This was a little bit more of a riskier setup because anytime that I take some sort of a sharp turn model based out of an H4, I need some sort of a secondary leg. But considering I was extremely confident that price was going to reach beyond these specific highs based off of this specific momentum here that was given the prior day, I was extremely confident in this specific trade setup. And then shortly after, you can see I executed at literally 7:35. Coming in onto the H1 here, literally 20 minutes later, we saw the H1 start to form here, and I had my H1 chain and stay confirmation. If I never had this, I would have just closed this specific position at a minor loss. But given the fact that I had even higher time frame confirmation, it gave me more reason to essentially continue to hold this entire position all the way back up to the upside. But aside from that, that's pretty much the entire rundown. NQ longs, NZD longs, to then total out to what was made today. Showed you guys the obvious profits on my phone. We're going to get a payout locked in here in literally 2-3 days from now to then go from there. But now I'm going to go slay some back and biceps.
I'm not going to lie, I really hope this quality and the color grading that I do comes out absolutely fire, because then I'm definitely going to have more fun picking up the camera and recording a lot more clips like this alone.
Got the motherfucking pre-workout loaded and shit. Motherfucking 300 milligrams straight to the dome. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take some Cialis right now because I look fucking crazy in Vegas.
Middle of the night, everything keeps passing by, just passes us by.
Motherfucking Cialis pumping the motherfucking pre-workout pump.
da 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 da. So be mine. I'm missing.
When I touch your body, I feel I'm losing control. Cause you can't deny it. You've blown my mind. When I see you, baby, I just don't wanna let go.
Absolutely just railed back and biceps. Cardio right after. I'm fucking dripping sweat. Now time to go home. Try to figure out what I'm gonna do with this vlog. Probably play COD the rest of the night, to be honest. Fucking boring ass life as a little day trader. You know what I mean? Oh shit, the fucking kill switch is on again. Hold on, bro. Where's my... Oh shit. Got to YM proof the whip with this little wheel lock and 2 kill switches and the motherfucking trackers and shit. Ain't nobody still in this motherfucker. Yeah, because each 50K counts like what, 58 bucks? That's 250. Huh?
If you want to activate it, well, if you got.
Well, I'm just saying just a test in general.
No, I paid 100. I don't.
But that's no activation fee.
Because I passed.
Well, let's just say no activation fee. That's what I'm including the math on.
Yeah, but that's stupid though, because then you're paying another $130 times 5. So why would you do that?
But then if you're like trying to excel passing the accounts,
That'd be the only way it's worth it.
that's what I'm saying.
But
If you're taking it slow and steady, then yeah, definitely no activation
The
fees.
math is $500 if you're just paying for no activation, and it could take a week.
Because you're trading what per buffer, or I guess until you blow the account 5 trades worth.
4 probably.
Yeah, bro, that's aggressive as fuck. At that point, I'd be fucking.
It's 150, bro.
Because that's what 2 times your risk, and you're already halfway to passing pretty much. If you make 2x on the first day, that's aggressive as fuck. I'd be doing the activation fee one.
No, it takes nah, I didn't do that. I didn't buy those.
Because whenever I was fucking like trying to rinse through accounts, I'd be trying to pass them in like 3 trades max. If I blew it, then I just fucking do another round.
My win rate is really high now.
I mean, shit, my win rate's like 70%.
Yours is really high too.
But the only difference is, I guess you can expand bigger risk to reward versus me. I gotta fucking live through drawdown or I guess pullback sometimes.
Like, if I say perhaps the 1 to 2 is less than 50 points for the take profit, I'll extend the 50 points just because that's $1,000. No, I was in like probably $350 and then I took profit at 1,000. Just to take profit, or I took profit at 1 to 2. So plus, in theory, you should be able to get a 1 to 2 or 50 points.
Yeah, I mean, the best way to scale even the 50K accounts is literally once you build a buffer, then you can start to increase your risk. Like you're trading as if it's a fucking 150K account. Because all you got to do is make 2,000 to then your drawdown's fucking locked. To then after beyond that, I mean, once you get like a what, $4,000 cushion to 0, you just up the risk.
It's just, this shit is easy.
A little chicken taco bowl. Got some rice, chicken, corn, black beans. What are the macros looking like on this? Let me double check on my little thingamabopper. I'm eating 3.1 calories a day. This is practically what I eat the entire day. Chicken taco bowl, slow cooker chicken taco. Let's see. Food label. 10 grams of fat, 64 grams of carbs, 44 grams of protein, 535 calories just on this little meal alone. I do it all in one bunch, and this makes 10 in the slow cooker. Super easy to make. All right, boys. Now it is currently 4:16 p.m.
Finished up the gym. Obviously, trading is done. One of the things that I'm going to do as of right now is, for one, start to edit this little video, and for two, start to get into the Discord with the War Room to essentially share this entire trade recap and educate them on the positions coming in onto today as to why I took my entry, and then obviously ultimately the signal that I gave out coming in onto this morning at roughly 8:36. But nonetheless, I mean, this is pretty much like a normal day for me during the week. It's not really anything too crazy. I trade in the morning, coming in onto right around lunchtime. That's whenever I go to the gym. Sometimes I'll go at night if I want to look to trade PM session. But nonetheless, coming into it post-gym, coming in onto 4 p.m. and beyond, I'm literally just working. I got a couple one-on-one calls lined up with a couple of different War Room members in the group. I'm going to be speaking to them, helping them implement on scaling, not only just the couple accounts that they have, but helping them pass more accounts, setting up a game plan to then go from there. And I've got other students who are just getting involved, and obviously I want to help them get through the motion of understanding throughout this entire trading learning curve, obviously one-on-one screen sharing and everything. I like to always refer to anybody who gets involved with the one-on-one working with me and they, for whatever reason, don't succeed. They're fucking stupid, because they get access to not only just me, but the overall system, the overall trading plan, literally everything that they need to win. But I'm going to do that for a little bit, and I won't be surprised if later tonight, right around dinner, 8 p.m., whenever I eat my fifth and final meal of the day, I end up at Ocean Prime. That's kind of in the mix, that I'm probably going to go with someone over there coming in until later, and then practically just call it a night, go to bed right around 10, 11 after starting to wind down, to then go from there. But aside from now until practically when I go to sleep, it's literally probably just a little dinner with somebody, or I'll sometimes even go alone, a little bit of fine dining, to then in between then one-on-ones, Zooms, or I'm playing COD. I don't really do anything too crazy during the week. Now during the weekends, that's a completely different story, but nonetheless, I just wanted to show you guys with this specific video just the raw reality of what it's like during the week for me specifically as a day trader, making a substantial amount of money on the internet, roughly 6 figures a month, to then obviously living in the pent that I live in now, and then going through the motion of what I do now. It's nothing too crazy, nothing too flashy. It's just a very simple, calm routine, and I wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world. But for anybody who's watching this, if you are on the verge of becoming profitable or looking to get started on your online journey, I want you to understand one thing. You're watching this specific video for a specific reason, and it's either because of the fact that you're trying to look for something to hate upon me, or for two, you're trying to educate yourself on what I do on a day-to-day basis, or for three, you just like consuming content. Anything is possible in this world. I used to be a kid who worked at McDonald's, third world immigrant parents who came into the States with absolutely nothing. I guess you could say my parents are illegal, which obviously me being born here, not illegal anymore. Me working at McDonald's, Cracker Barrel server, soccer referee, doing all of these specific different things. But I went through a phase of me making a substantial amount of money on the internet whenever I first got involved with trading in e-commerce, so I'm literally losing everything. I had eviction notices at my door. I was $100,000 in debt at my absolute worst. And coming in onto today, not only do I just own 3 awesome fucking cars, but I live in the place that I live. I can do the traveling that I do. I do everything that I do because of the fact that I stuck with it to the very end. And I'm here to deliver this message to you, that you got to understand the fact that if you are at the absolute lowest point right now, as long as you stick to it and remain to it and continue to learn, it's inevitable that you're going to grow. What is the point of going through everything, stopping in the middle of it, going through hell, stopping in the middle of it? You practically just essentially dug yourself a hole and got stuck there. If you're digging yourself a hole or in the hole right now, continue to push through and continue to climb out, because it's inevitable that you are going to grow and succeed. Persistence, dedication, consistency, all of those things in alignment together. Bro, the sky's the limit. But with that said, I'm going to end off this video here. We're going to see how this editing plays out with obviously me doing the color grading and everything. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a thumbs up and comment on what you want to see next. If you are brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. And if you want to learn how I do what I do for completely free, go onto my Instagram, krusty.crack. It's also linked in the description. DM me wealthy, and I'm going to shoot you a video as to essentially how I do what I do for completely free. And obviously, if you want to learn a lot more in regards to it, you're going to be able to obviously learn a lot more. So with that said, hopefully you guys have an incredible night, day, whatever time you guys are watching this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.